the liquid there is acidic. It is the acid that makes the litmus paper red through a chemical change, a chemical reaction. However, if, for example, if you use the blue litmus paper and it turns red, that means it is acidic. But if you use a red litmus paper and you soak it in the liquid there, if it did not change color, it means still acidic. Third, general characteristics of acids. Uh, we can also know acidic substances by using a pH meter. You can see an example of pH meter. It is a device that is used to check the acidity or the basicity of substances or mixture. The picture is on the left side there. So pH, the substance or a mixture is acidic if its scale is below 7. Just like, for example, pH 1, pH 2, pH 3.5, pH 5, pH 6. It is all acidic as long as it is below pH 7. That means it is acidic. So what do you mean by pH, by the way? That is not the symbol for Philippines. It is a symbol for the measure of acidity or basicity of substances. pH basically means the power of hydrogen. That's why you have there the capital H that signifies the element hydrogen. Third, acids are corrosive. It means they can eat away materials, even your hand, even your clothes, even the metals. Acid can eat them. Because acids are reactive to them, they are corrosive. Next, acids conduct electricity. Yes, acid can conduct electricity. That's why you can see in the picture there a lemon being used as a source of power. It is because they can conduct electricity. In one application of this is acids being used in making car batteries. Next, acids neutralizes bases. When we say neutralizes, it balances or it destroys. So, as you can see there in the picture, an acid and a base being mixed together neutralizes each other or they balances each other. The base, the base controls the acidity or it decreases the acidity of the liquid or the acid also. It controls or neutralizes the basicity of another liquid. That's why if we mix them together, they are both neutralized. One application of this is if we have hyperacidity in our stomach. So how can we decrease the acidity in our stomach? It's simple. We are going to take antacids or we call it antacid, which is basically a base. This will help destroy or balance or neutralize the acid in our stomach so that it will get back to a normal level. So that's the general characteristics of acids we can use to determine if one substance or mixture is acidic or not. Let us have a short review. Again, acid tastes sour. Acids turns blue litmus paper into red. Acids are corrosive. Acids can conduct electricity. And acid pH level is below pH 7. And also, acids conduct electricity. Take note of those. Let's continue our discussion with the bases. Bases are also compounds that contain or releases hydrogen ions, OH, with the element oxygen and hydrogen in water. It is also called as alkali. It is from the Arabic word alkali, which means ashes of the salt earth. These are the examples of bases. One common is the sodium hydroxide. The common name is the bleach, or we know this as bleach because sodium hydroxide is used in making bleach, just like the Clorox there or the Zonrox there. And danger, base or bases are also corrosive like acid. Too much amount or use or misuse burns or destroys material. These are the examples of bases. We have calcium hydroxide. This is used in making antacids or antacids for curing hyperacidity or ulcer. One example of antacids, if you are familiar, is the Cremal S. This is a tablet. It's a medicine used for peptic ulcer, gastric hyperacidity as indicated in its label. That is the hydroxide. Next example is lithium hydroxide. This is another base used in making car batteries. So if you can see the label there, the battery is lithium ion. Next example is potassium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide is generally used in making soaps, toothpaste, or others, just like the Palmolive there. One trivia about Palmolive. How the soap got its name, Palmolive. It is named as Palmolive because it is made up of a palm and an olive. So they just combine the name to make its name Palmolive. Another examples of bases, sodium bicarbonate. We are familiar with this. It is the baking soda. So how do we know or determine basic substances or mixture? Take note, we are using the word basic to indicate that the compound or a mixture has a base or it contains a base. So a base, it is called basic. First, bases taste bitter, mapait. This is because the base contains hydroxide ions that when this uh, is mixed with a liquid or a mixture, it produces hydroxide ions that makes it taste bitter. It is different from the acid, which releases or produces hydrogen ions that also makes it sour. Next, bases feels slippery or soapy, just like the soap there. So it is slippery or soapy. Next, bases turns red litmus paper into blue. So again, litmus paper is one way, uh, is one material to be used to know or to identify basic or acidic mixture or compounds. So you see it there in the picture that when the blue litmus paper turns into red, it is an acid or it is acidic. But on the other picture, if a red litmus paper is turned into blue, it means that it is basic. So, base to blue litmus paper. B, base B, blue. That is your clue. And another way of determining bases is by the use of a pH meter. Again, you have an example of a pH meter there, a device to test the acidity or basicity of mixtures or compounds. So, if the pH meter scales above pH 7, it means that it is a base. Above pH 7, it is a base. And on the other side, below pH 7, it is an acid or it is acidic. And take note that as the pH level approaches the end, just like let's say 1 or 0, the other end is 0, the other end of the arrow is 14. So if it approaches the other end, it means that the acid or a base is getting stronger. So for an acid, the lower the pH level, the stronger the acid is. For example, pH 0 is stronger than pH 5. Also, on the other side with the base, the higher the pH level, the stronger the base is. For example, pH 14 is a stronger base than pH 10. That's it. And take note, the boundary of the base in the acid is 7. pH 7 is a neutral. It is neither acidic or basic. This is the characteristic of water. It is neutral. It is pH 7. It is neither acidic nor basic. So, take note of your pH scale and be familiar with it. Next, bases are also corrosive like acids, especially the strong base. They are corrosive. So, um, if you repeatedly apply soap in your body when you are taking a bath, you will feel that your skin will get dry because slowly the base in the soap, as you apply it in your body, it burns it. Bases conducts electricity. Yes. Bases also conduct electricity like the acid. That's why they are also used in making car batteries. And you have there one example of battery, sodium hydroxide. Next characteristic of acid is, of base, should say, bases neutralizes acid. This is a perfect pair, a base and an acid, because if one is acidic, it can be controlled by a base. If one is basic, it can also be controlled by an acid. So they are just a partner, opposing partner, used to neutralize each other. That is your lesson on acids and bases. You did a great job. I hope you learn a lot of things about acids and bases, and you can apply them in your life. Thank you very much, and see you again.